Hey everybody, I'm Bobby Flay, and I'm here at Bar Americain at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and I'm going to show you one of my classic dishes, one of the most popular entrees that we have here. It's called cioppino, which is this delicious seafood stew. Now, cioppino is actually from San Francisco. It originated on the docks of San Francisco when the guys would bring all their fish, and there would be a lot of Italian immigrants who worked on the docks, and they would use the scraps of the fish from the fishermen, and they would make like tomato sauce. They'd make some stock from all the fish bones that they had, and they would sort of chip in, so to speak. They would all chip in all their fish, and they'd make it a little spicy, a little garlicky, kind of sort of Southern Italian style and flavor. And that's how cioppino was born. We're also going to use some sourdough bread because San Francisco is known for sourdough, and so we're going to actually serve some sourdough bread with the cioppino. So let me show you how to make it. Cioppino could really be any kind of fish that you want. At Bar Americain, what we like to use is some little neck clams, some mussels, some cultivated mussels, some lobster. Of course, we're in New England, we got to use some delicious lobster. And then we have some snapper. Now we're going to start by seasoning all the fish with some salt and pepper, and we're going to start to saute the fish, the finned fish first. Okay, because it's probably going to take a little bit longer than everything else. Now, I have the lobster that's already been part cooked, and the clams I just opened in a little bit of clam broth. The mussels are going to open really quickly, like literally, maybe 30 seconds. As soon as some broth surrounds some of those mussels, and we close up the pot, the mussels will open up right away. And as soon as mussels are open, they're cooked. So we want to put those in basically at the very last second. But we're going to start by sautéing our red snapper. A little bit of canola oil in the pan, like a light vegetable oil. And I'm going to start by actually sauteing the fish on the skin side down. So I want to get the skin nice and crispy first. Let the skin cook, and then turn it over. All right, so we're going to turn the fish. See, the skin is nice and crispy there. And then we're going to add our clams. Our mussels, our lobster. You can add a little bit of garlic. Just saute the garlic in there a little bit. And then a touch of white wine. We're going to cover the pan and let that just steam for about 30 seconds, just so the clams and the lobsters cook through, and then the mussels open. And now I'm going to add the flavor, okay? This is where all the flavor comes in. This is a broth made from shrimp stock and fish stock if you want to use. It could be lobster stock, crab stock, anything along those lines. Don't forget, this could be any kind of fish that you want to make. But the flavor is going to come from the tomatoes and a little bit of garlic, some onions. We're going to let the broth just surround all that shellfish. Now we're going to add a little crushed red pepper. This is sort of like a Fra Diavolo flavor. It's tomato, it's garlicky, and it's spicy from some crushed red peppers. Very sort of Southern Italian in flavor. Season it with a little salt and pepper. Whenever you're cooking something that's hot and you want to add some fresh herbs, you always add the herbs at the very last second, like right now. And the parsley is really going to add a lot of that freshness to it. And you just want to cook the fish and the shellfish just till it's cooked through. You want it to be really nice and tender, but very flavorful from this broth. That's what you want to taste. Tomatoey, you want that shellfish stock or that fish stock sort of underlying in the flavor. A little crushed red pepper, some garlic flavor, a little salt and pepper. But we're not quite done yet. We have a big, beautiful bowl here that we're going to put all the fish in here with the broth. It's almost like a giant soup with lots of sort of delicious shellfish in there and fin fish as well. Now, I talked before about sourdough bread being an important part of San Francisco, and it is. Why not serve a San Francisco specialty like cioppino with an ingredient like sourdough bread that's really important to San Francisco as well. Plus, it works really well to getting all that broth onto your bread. I grill a piece of sourdough. All right, make it nice and crusty. And here's sort of the secret ingredient. This is butter, but it's not just any butter. It's anchovy butter. Not everybody loves the idea of anchovies, but don't tell them. You want to sneak it in on your friends because anchovies has fantastic flavor. If you don't tell them, they're going to love it. All right, what I do is I just cut the sourdough bread in half. I put half of the sourdough with the anchovy butter on the bottom of the bowl, and then I plate my cioppino over it. And so what happens is the anchovy butter melts and it becomes part of the broth. Then we took the other half of our sourdough and just put it right into the lobster claw there. Okay, so now it's ready to eat, but we're going to just garnish it with a little bit of parsley leaf for some color. And there it is, cioppino. Come and see me at Bar Americain. Make sure you have the cioppino. It's delicious.